And hello, everybody. What is up today? Doing? Let me check. Yes, I can see my screen. You should be able to hear me. And EM is in the place. Jane is here. DM is here. Hello, guys and girls. To see you. And we have a few people in the room. Cool. So, first, this video is sponsored by nobody but myself. So, don't hesitate to subscribe, leave a like if you appreciate the video. You can wait a bit, but I'm gonna forget to ask in the middle of it. So, it's always appreciated and out for the YouTube algorithm. And you can go check my Twitter, of course, as well. Few likes on my it's also a bit of promo for myself. Anyway, bonjour, Nick. Let's go right into Bitcoin chart, right? With the move of yesterday, we did invalidated several counts, right? Which at the end just let us always choose that count now. Basically, I don't think there's any other count that is sensible at the moment. You're willing to maybe mention a bearish ID, but that will still be that count, right? The idea that we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have clearly 3 move up with 2 correction here. So it worked good as an impulse, and now that we reach market structure, at least on derivative, but on almost every derivative exchanges, for what I know, yeah, so that does work. Yeah, that does work for that count, but that does invalidate the other ID that we had, right? The one where we had a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, now it's cancelled. That one as well, it was just the idea that we had a 1, 2 and a sub 1, 2. It's the same, we breached the low, so it's invalidated. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense, and this needs, I mean, yeah, we'll see, but I guess we could move that a bit like this, right? Could still be a valid IT. We'll see if we get a surprise move out of this. But I don't think so at the moment. And in fact, well, now what we're going to be looking for, obviously, is to count a complete correction from our top to the bottom that we'll find at some point. To look for a wave 1 and a 2, right? So it's still a bit early to be extremely precise about it, but there's a free possibility, of course. I'm not gonna mention too much of a bearish stance here. As I'm reading it right now, I think the most sensible here. Let me check something. Yeah, okay. The most sensible I see is that we are still to finish wave A, right? I think that's still where we are right now, that we didn't finish the first leg of the correction. now with how the move started, I guess it's legit to expect to take 90,500 low at some point, right? And that can take some time. So yeah, here I suggesting just one broad idea. It's gonna move and evolve as price action evolve. I'm gonna redraw the count obviously and try to get it more precise, but basically I'm starting with what I have clear enough, which is wave 1 from the top of July down to the bottom of August 1st, and we had a nice ABC correction, so I'm considering this as a wave 2, right? I mean, we have moved down, we have a corrective up, and so now we have a strong impulsive move down, so we can consider this as a third wave. I think we can still go a bit lower to finish that third wave, and we're gonna zoom in here to see what looks the most sensible, but I think there's a potential for it to not be finished yet. That third wave, right? And so we could see again the consolidation, and it makes sense to get to stay a bit choppy here, right? We have quite a very strong reaction as we after the multi-millions dollars of liquidation, right? And so we had a bounce here on an inverse rep of 12%. Sorry, I'm bugging here, but you can hear and see my screen, right? Because yeah, okay. Just the YouTube studio is bugging out. Right, okay, the link working. So what was I saying? Yeah, we had a bounce of 12%, that's it. About 12-13%, so that is quite strong of a bounce. But that also means there is a lot of liquidity here, right? Because with such a week, somebody got stopped out, and we see such reaction, it might feel a bit of FOMO, right? As you ran back up. Maybe not right now, but wow, you take the low, now you hold a bit significantly higher than the low that you printed, but your invalidation is quite far away, so that gives the ability to bring some liquidity from the uninformed traders that could stay too much exposed here. Is it didn't get liquidated already. So it kind of makes sense for me that we're gonna take that low again, and yeah, I'm just projecting my fib extension tool, and if we can finish the third wave on the 261.8, that sounds good. And we have a trend line here. Again, the trend line, depending on the exchange, if it takes a week or the candle or the close or whatever, it's gonna diverge, but there's a trend line there. That's about the 50%. I'm sure we can find something else. Moving average of some sort or whatever. But yeah, we could see a bit of bounce here and keep getting the low again. For now, projecting golden pocket, but we'll see as it evolves and as we zoom in into the count. And so yeah, is it gonna get volatile exactly like this and have again, another strong move down and such a big bounce. It's nowhere near to be confirmed, and not even necessarily very likely to play that cleanly, but would be a retrace to the golden pockets, I guess. Yeah, golden pockets, about significant monthly level here, and a very short test of the trend line basically, and overall aiming to take the low here. That would be really great. Now it can take some time, as we took some time to print the impulse up. It can easily take until November, December, and even until March. I know there is a halving coming around March, April, right? So we'll see when it happens. It's possible that it's play a lot quicker as well. It doesn't have to be that deep, and it can be a lot quicker, and we could find the final bottom end of year. I'm very willing to consider this, but for now, just throw it that way. Now, I don't want to completely exclude the possibility that we just come out of the wood right away. We have a decent reaction so far. It's just I don't think there's need to be any rush into FOMOing or whatever here. That's why I'm emphasizing the fact that it's probable that the correction is gonna take some time, but the drop that you get on the second wave of a new run can be extremely fast, right? By that I mean, just take the example here, right? Well, for that count it is a flat, but it was a very valid idea to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 here, and this has a 2, right? In fact, let me come back on the other invalidated count, but which is still sensible. Yeah, so here we have very shallow wave B and a very deep, quick wave C, and we end up with a V-shaped reversal and continuing. Second example, this kind of wave 2. So emphasizing they are not valid wave 2s anymore because we reached it, but they were very valid. So for the explanation, I like to keep it again. For that one, we had rather slow, choppy grind down, right? What you want is to find liquidity. So you find liquidity by 2 ways. Is either by being extremely aggressive, extremely quick, and going back up fast, or by grinding down slowly, stopping the lows, stopping the lows and having a strong reaction, stopping the lows again and having a strong reaction, and again and again and again, right? So what's gonna be the characteristic of it for now? I don't know. Should we see basically at that point I would want to see a lot stronger move, but basically a monthly here for now, monthly, and the POC of the range gonna be a major resistance. If we were really to reclaim this basically 28,000 with strength into the structure, into the order flow, well, maybe I will be willing to say, okay, well, we had a 1-2. We have a complete corrective structure here, just like that one, and if we get acceptance here, maybe that's where we will launch, right? I knew I was almost ready to accept that ID. Should we have had a surprise from um, the SEC versus Grayscale thing, right? There was some specialists that were awaiting a verdict this week. It didn't happen, for what I know so far, but they were expecting a verdict, and there's many people that think it's possible that Grayscale win its case against the SEC about the SEC refusing a conversion from Grayscale Trust to spot ETF, right? And the narrative exactly, whatever. But that could, I'm talking about this because just for the meaning that there is behind, right? You can have a very quick flush of liquidity, which the goal is to find liquidity, so to make such a flush on the open interest, right? You have the market makers that are giving liquidity here, providing liquidity here with shorts, staying underwater for a while. At some point, they need to exit that. They do, well, they pull. I don't like to say manipulated, right? But this kind of drop in a minute, you can see that the guys that are providing liquidity are just pulling the bids off the book, and the price just drop to find every liquidation available, right? And so they use that to basically close the short selling that they did during here, which was to provide liquidity, right? And so that's what could be a wave 2 as well. Well, it's supposed to bring fear to bring fear to the market, so the market think the new trend that was building up is in fact not a new trend and was just a dead cat bounce correction, right? And that we might continue the downtrend here. I don't think we are quite there yet, so that's why I think we can go down more. At some point during the drop, maybe some was thinking that, there's a lot of volatility in price action, but also in feelings and sentiment during this kind of price action. And it was so quick that it didn't really give opportunity to bring so much fear. So yeah, I don't think this is done, right? But should we start to reclaim this level, and especially 30k? Well, at some point no need to fight the trend, but until you see something like this happening, I think there is any rush into looking too much for long exposure, right? And patience is probably the best things to have right now. Let the market show itself, show us the price action show us the path it wants to take, give us a bit more hints. And now the hint it's giving me is that I got several invalidation of counts, and now I know that the most likely is that one. The very high probability is that count now. And the high probability for now on the lower time frame is that drop is some kind of third wave. Which one exactly? Well, we'll see. Now we can have maybe at least 2 potential IDs. I'm gonna shift the chart for that. I got it on another one, but yeah, increase of volume, clear change of character. You know, you have your change of character here, but you have your change of trend, but that is the strongest change of character we had since last year, since that move up, right? That was a strong change of character, the strongest rally, the most healthy rally from all the downtrend here. And this is, well, stronger than this correction, but it's comparable to what we had here. We had a bit of exhaustion here, a bit more on spot, I think. A volume picking up here. Also, what is interesting right now is the fact that we didn't bridge the low on spot. We did on derivative. So very much a characteristic of a third wave as well. You know, overextension on derivative because of lack of liquidity, because of liquidation, etc. And that's exactly the kind of stuff where you can expect truncated fifth wave, right? What I mean, should probably shift on the other chart here and maybe make a comparison with spot on the side here. And I have another. Yeah, I'm gonna take that way. Power should be readable enough here. Now what I mean is we can look for spot to take the low here and probably the low of June. Is the wave 4 finished or not? I don't know, but I think it's pretty much likely it is. And while spots do complete this move, it's possible that we print a higher low here. This is very much what I would expect at that point. I mean, it's not impossible that we continue down more, but that's, yeah, exactly the kind of price action where I will see a truncation. I'm again talking about this because it's a prime example of it. Which remember me of something a long time ago. Let me come back here. I think there was here. BTC, STT. It can happen very much at the beginning of a new trend, especially. So from the 69K top. And also why it's prime example, you know, it's tend to happen on a reversal even. Spots, you make a drop from 69K to 62,700. Derivative here, you make your drop from 69K down to 62,200. Well, it was 62,800 on spots. You know, significantly lower because market makers pull their bids, decide to change the trends, liquidate every long possible to close there as well, as much as possible. And then you have your wave third bounce and you have a higher low here because that was way too deep and just re-equilibrates price between spot and derivative. Anyway, I think we can follow that. And so now I'm gonna take the spot chart that matter because it's gonna be clearer to read without a truncation here. But you know, here basically I'm showing you two counts, the green and the orange one. But the idea, you know, is that we have a leading diagonal here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a nice clean ABC up, most likely wave 2. So you know, let me finish. Yeah, we can consider this a wave P maybe as well. We still need to finish here something. And bias is on the idea that we are finishing just an impulse down. But yeah, now kind of the same here. We have a leading diagonal 1, 2. Now we have such liquidity, such a fast, quick drop here. As you know, it's complicated to know for sure which degree we have because we cannot really count the sub count inside here. Right? It's what I mean. It's possible that this is the third wave of that, but it works as well if we take the higher degree one, right? Which what 161.8, so that could be a third wave of that degree, in theory. But the correction for now, if we take the low, well, most likely not. In that case, we're just gonna high. I think that's the most likely, it's rather the orange one. We continue to finish for here 1, 2, 3, 4, 461.8 tagged, quite a nice target for third, and then we'll see if we finish the third wave here. We can have a much deeper drop as well. I think I have a cleanest chart on that. Yeah, because we have the 261.8 significantly lower. So, you know, if we were to see, you know, it's hard to predict. I said maybe we have a truncation here of some sort, but it's also, yeah, I think the previous scan was not the best show. Okay, this is better. Sorry. Don't want to be confusing here. Well, it's so much things to explain here. Okay, so I rephrase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th maybe. And we are going to finish the third wave of higher degree. 261.8 being a nice target for considering on node. But it is not impossible that we are still finishing that third wave, right? Even if it isn't to a truncation. For derivative, yeah. Then come here, spot takes a low, we make a higher low on derivative, and we continue to build up a range here a bit. We're entering higher degree 4, and then we're going for the 5th, the third of higher degree. Was that clear? Do you want me to recap that? Because I feel like I've been a bit unclear here. Showing so many things. Basically, it's either we printed that third wave or we are still to finish that third wave. It is really the inside count of this, where you don't have the clean finish of what you started at the beginning here. You maybe have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, or maybe some kind of leading diagonal here. 1, 2, 1, 2. In 3, 4, 5, there is 3, 4, 5 inside here, but even if you zoom on the 1 minute, you cannot read it. There is not Elliott Wave to be done here. You cannot read the sub count here. It's just a moment where Elliott Wave cannot work because there is simply just no beats, no emotions involved in that price action during that few minutes. There is just stop losses, liquidation, and giant algorithm kicking back, but nobody had time to have emotional buy sell into this, right? Not much. It's just one, right? You can have an emotional sell and emotional buy on the backup, but you don't have that fourth and fifth 5 waves emotion that happened at that moment. I am in LME long at the moment. No. Was looking for everything clear. Okay, cute. Good to read. But I was kind of considering something here. You know, the objective for me was kind of the liquidity below this that we got. I was looking for a long earlier here because I was reading 5 and I was thinking, okay, corrective here, maybe we come back here and come back down. But that was looking like crappy price action on the order flow. And I'm happy to inform you that I fixed the dumb issue that I had why my computer was eating up so much during my last few streams. Surely it's because it's hot right now, but I just change the mode of my PC that is usually staying in turbo mode, and it was not, so the fans were like in slow mode, right? Silent mode. So now my computer makes a lot of noise when I'm streaming, but I can keep Exochar open. It's so crappy here. No, the idea was maybe okay. There were short spilling in here a bit, but as the little bound that we were seeing, there was just a bunch of long, like here, just struggling to push price up. Even here, you kind of print 5-ish, but yeah. So here we liquidate a bit more long, you know, short keep peeling in and get squeezed a bit on a small bounce here, because I don't know, people are shorting the breakdown and getting stop. They do this all the way down. I don't know how. Why go into the mine here? Oh, I guess it's. I mean, I'm joking here, but I know it's not fun for the one that are just fully emotional here and getting stopped 10 times, 20 times in a day and finish liquidating what they have left. And that's surely what it is now. I know that kind of price action low, and I said, you know, you have a long invalidation, but every move is a lot more spread as well, you know. So as soon as you wait for some kind of good looking candle, you tend to have a wider invalidation as well. Well, it's getting a bit tighter here. You know, if you buy that SFP, you got Well, let's go okay now. Stabilizing a bit. I think we are going for the low right now. At least the low on spots. Which mean I will guess we have a wave 4 here, right? And that we have then, I don't know, 1, 2 here, and we are in the third. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to take the count here. Don't think that. Yeah, I think we need to wait for. We need to be patient. Yeah. 25,300, and we say 24,200, 25,300. Bigger range, value are high. 900. That could be interesting. I don't know. Maybe we going to form some kind of triangle here. That would make sense as well after such high volatility. You can expect volatility to get back down a bit. I mean, if it continues a trend, it can continue a wide move, but it's legit to expect as well maybe something that tighten a bit. Maybe we're still into a wave 4 and gonna form a triangle. That's what I mean. Or maybe we have ABC up here, and we're forming an ABC here, and we're going to come back, take a bit of the stop, seize here, test POC, golden pocket, whatever, or the level you can find, and tightening up over the weekend, maybe make a wave E with a fake break of the trend line, fake breakout, and then you continue for your next move. There's lots of possibilities here. That's why we kind of need to let things build up a bit, right, to finish itself. Well, yeah, that's why also, yeah, I made the third wave here. We have that 5618 extension with kind of maxed extension we expect for a third wave. But if we have a truncation, it can go even a bit deeper. Maybe we're still to finish it. It's, yeah, I don't know now. But I don't have any more along at the moment. What is interesting, let me check how GBTC going, because it opened, it kept a bit what it recovered from its discount, and it's still holding not so bad, right? I mean, it's dropping, of course. The nice bullish market structure that we had saved a bit my like bullish bias earlier. Inflation of of that particular asset. I mean, it's still trading at a 25% discount versus its Bitcoin holding. You know, for somebody that is willing to just endure the underwatch position for a few months or accumulate a bit more over the coming months, it's kind of fine, you know. Average 10, and maybe they're gonna buy more, and maybe they are already, you know, you have a bit of volume here. You have more volume still right now that you had here, right? The average volume is a bit higher, so it seems that's more interest. So for now, it's queued if it's hold at least that. I wouldn't want to see it come back into it's minus 50% or so. Position is bought here. Okay, so that is fine, good. We have a new gap here as well, so maybe it bounce, but I guess that's gonna be for the later third wave. Stocks, you know, it starts to look like stocks might be soon confirming more bearishness. So, you know, for me, it's still a matter of do we hold the overall 4,320, 4,320. Maybe we have like an aggressive ABC and we hold here, and we can still have a fourth and a fifth. But maybe we continue to print overall more impulsive move down, and it can also have more extension, right? It doesn't just like Bitcoin, you know, we may have an acceleration, some kind of capitulation, which is going to bring me to the potential much more bearish case and Bitcoin that I don't want to ignore as well. But you know, idea that we might have finished an ABC and we are going for the lows, and that might be just a 1-2 and enter a third wave and see a lot of capitulation, right? With an initial target from which yes, 3,000. And we might have some catalyst here to help that. It seems that China is not doing so well economically wise. So I'm not gonna enter in the details here, but you search for yourself, I guess. But you know, a lot of unemployment. I mean, like here, a big reduction in new house ordering, and a lot of drop in housing prices in general. Even more in commercial real estate. Probably saw the news here and there, right? And Evergrande officially filing for bankruptcy now, which is the second largest real estate financial stuff in China, right? It's not a surprise, but you know, I'm expecting some bearishness, and there is everything that is here now. What's gonna fully trigger what I'm expecting, I don't know, but can this be the start of something bigger? I mean, it's surely possible, right? We can take the excuse we want, but yeah, for now, stock are not looking the greatest. GXY is still rising, of course. Oil, you know, oil might get a bit of slowdown here, because it seems that we are potentially going to finish the impulse here. And we're gonna be in between this being potentially ABC, or maybe 1, 2, and sub 1, 2, and going for a new rise. And you know, I have a count that is on the on here where we were looking for a correction on oil down to about $60. We had a potentially completed corrective count here. And you know, if energy go up, it's not good for inflation, etc. So that can be helpful for a financial meltdown, right? What could that bring on Bitcoin? That's the question here, because there is a firstly, what did cause that drop? Well, technically, we were kind of expecting a wave 2 as a very potential count, right? That have been a scenario for weeks, right? Always said here it seems that we completed something. I can see us very much continue into some explosive move, but it's very possible we come back taking liquidity. Yeah, talk about it again last week, right? So technically we were expecting this. Now the amount of liquidation is like comparable to FTX events, right? I think so. It's not, at least on the lower time frame. Why it is so small here? Oh, because I don't have the liquidation up 30. Right, okay. Very faster, but you know. 7,000 Bitcoin worth. Here about 200 millions according to CoinAnalyze. I saw something about a billion somewhere. You know, it depends exactly what you take into account. Here you don't have Deribit, you don't have some other exchanges, so you don't have decentralized exchanges, neither you don't have everything. Nonetheless, it is comparable, if not higher, than during the FTX crash. So quite you know, quite a strong event, right? That we can't explain just by supposedly SpaceX selling $1/3 billion of Bitcoin, which is in fact not even really true, right? Even if it is, it's not that they didn't sell them here. So, you know, TA over news most of the time. But when you have strong news event, it affects TA, and when you have a very strong price action event, usually it is in somehow linked to some fundamental stuff that are in the news or not yet in the news. But yeah, the question is what is causing this? A second wave, okay, but it's not sheer enough. It's not explaining everything to me. So could be Bitcoin leading a market crash? I mean, not necessarily be the first time we see that. Is there some very bad news that are still yet to be released? I don't know about choose your preferred fund. I don't know. I don't really explain. I didn't really. Not that I need one, but something still feel kind of odd here. And so, if we were to consider a bearish alternative here. You know what I've been talking a few months ago. We're looking, yeah, well, this could be an expanded flat, right? Even if you have 5 waves up, you might be an expanded flat, and yeah, you take the low 123 retracement of your wave A, and you finished with 5 waves. I should erase the count here because it's going to be confusing. I mean, it was very much a valid scenario in mind here and still here. Starting to disgrace that ID, but let's say in the coming week, we're going to break 15k. Well, I have to find something like that plan this. If S&P and everything else crash 10, 20%, 50%, it's going to be a struggle for Bitcoin to hold a higher low, most likely. So expanded flat, it seems a bit stretched, right? The C wave will be really stretched out here. Now I have A, B, C, that is not cleaned at all here. I mean, where is your 1, 2 on the C? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. Hunting diagonal like this here. And that was already quite a small fifth for the smaller degree, so yeah, I don't know about that. Now we have to see where it slowed down. We continue to go down, it seems. Oh no, we are on spot here. And you know, I'm gonna let things settle. Print another force wave. Take the low again. Ideally, you know, I'm gonna want to look for the 261.8 extension here around 22,700 of wave 1 to wave 2. So let me come and take this back here. 22,900, 800. Yeah, that's a problem when you're working with different charts, different pairs, same assets, but not necessarily have exactly the same price action. 22,700, yeah, something along this. Near the 50% retracement of the whole move up on log. What else do we have here? You look for a nice bullish divergence building on high time frame. 4 hour, you might have several 4-hour bullish divergence before you finish to print a low, but even maybe a daily bullish divergence, you know. Now that you're reaching oversold, that you reach your trend support, best is to look for that kind of divergence. You can find that high time frame 4 hour, gonna start to see maybe bigger force wave building up, and daily might be finishing a move. It might take some time to bottom as well. I got a monthly here 23. Wait a minute, what did I say? 22,800, 900. Here I'm on spots. 200 weekly. We're gonna lose that. We lost the 200 daily, which is not that great already. Oh, yeah, that's weekly. And famous gap here. Where is it? 21, 20. I mean, I don't know for now. When things. When we have a bigger, longer bounce, especially consolidation, I will be able to consider my wave 4 here of that degree, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, especially that one. Then, you know, things gonna get tighter, cleaner, more precise. Well, we can do that on the smaller time frame as well. Right? For now, I'm not extremely convinced that we finished that third wave. You know, if we can finish to print an impulse, truncated or not, and have another consolidation, and then we'll see where, depending where the low is, you're gonna look for a nice retracement target for wave 4, for nice liquidity level as we as we continue our tropiness here, right? Now, yeah, there you go. We're getting a bit of reaction, bit of reversal as we, you know, there's short spilling in, now there's long trying to get back dominance. Seems that this move is looking a bit more impulsive. We did breach, or are about to breach, rather, our local. Oh, we are still far away here. It's gonna start to look like an impulsive move here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you know, gonna probably have to look into that trend, right? But I'm not gonna thread that this weekend. I'm gonna come back on Monday to see what happened. I'm gonna let this just do its things right now. Not over trades, take a break, chill in what I have left in short, and plan for next and stop rumbling for today, I think. Your final word, that things not great to see Tether and Binance trading at a heavily discount during the drop. So I hope, kind of hope that the Binance trading desk is not get too much liquidated. We are not in a Alameda situation, hopefully. That is not what this drop is about, because that would be really bad. For near-term price action. For bulls especially, right? But yeah. Anyway, I think I covered everything I could. I will see you, at least for the crew, on Monday morning, right? Well, we will resume this, take a fresh look at it, get back out a few clean scenarios, and I will check my levels, and I guess what we can have here. At that moment, otherwise, I see you for the YouTube crew. Well, probably rather just Friday, right? Next Friday. Maybe I will try to be posting some stuff on Twitter if it's something clean and nice to trade. Like the fourth wave here. And in fact, what I've the most interesting in is getting a new short on that fourth wave when it comes. Anyway, thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks for chatting. I don't think I forget anything because, oh yeah, somebody tagged me, but I think I covered what is it was asking for. I mean, I covered everything I have to say. So thanks again. Take care. Take a break as well from the chat this weekend if you can. I think that's the best things to do right now. Control. And see you all very soon. Bye.